All right guys, my C8 warranty is almost up, and today we're going to talk about whether I should keep it, I should trade it, I should look to get an aftermarket extended warranty, and really what all this looks like for an owner. So if you are a used C8 buyer or you own your Corvette and you're trying to figure out what to do, let's talk about it together. I have not reached a conclusion yet, but I am going to talk about some of the things I'm thinking about when it comes to keeping this beautiful C8 Corvette, as my warranty is set to expire here in the coming months. I'm about a month out from it being expired, and I've looked into some other areas. We will talk about that on the video. Welcome into another video on ZK's Garage, guys. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you're not already, and do not forget, all right, to comment down below. I love hearing from all the great people of the C8 community. So let's go on a beautiful drive. We're going to drive around the beautiful town of Cape May, New Jersey today, and we're going to talk warranties for my C8 Corvette. Let's get into the video right now. All right, guys. We're inside. We're on throttle here, and we'll go on a nice little spin around Cape May. Let's talk some warranties today. Definitely been something that's been kind of weighing on me with it. You know, what do I do? Do I keep the Corvette? Because I've been talking about a bunch of upgrades I've been wanting to do, and that's really why I haven't ordered like my wheels yet, just because I want to figure out, is this a keep? Should I trade it? You know, I got a quote for the warranty, an aftermarket warranty and stuff, and we'll talk about all that in the video, but it's definitely got me a little conflicted. All right, guys, we're out here in beautiful Cape May here now on a drive, and I do have my phone here, so forgive me if I look at it for some. I just collected all the information I wanted to talk about, because look, I think it's a little bit more than a math equation when you're talking about a thing like this with the warranty. So I did look up, just all right, what's the average, what's the warranties that come with the car, what's the average cost, how many actual problems are there with some of the big ticket items. I think the transmission is the most common problem that people have, and it's the most costly problem. So we'll talk about some of all those different things. All of the Corvettes today come with a the warranty for, and I have a 2020, the limited warranty bumper to bumper is 3-year, 36,000 mile warranty. So I am only at 13,644 miles here as I look at the dash, but I did mention it's a 2020. So this is, and it was September of 2020. So I'm coming up on 6 years. This was a certified pre-owned car when I bought it. So it did have a 12-month bumper to bumper, 12,000 mile bumper to bumper warranty. That's now going to expire here in July, when it will be a year of ownership for me. So you can see we're not in June yet, so I'm just over a month away from the warranty actually expiring. The other thing you get is 5 years, 60,000 miles on the powertrain. So you can see I'm out on both of mine, and the only thing that's really left hanging on is that certified pre-owned warranty I had. Now, I did do some research. I had a couple phone calls. So before you guys comment, call Todd at MacMulkin. I kind of called all the guys that are highly recommended on the Corvette forums. I know Todd Sutherland, or whatever his name is one of those guys. They can only extend your factory warranty. They can't give you a GM warranty after it expires, and they weren't even willing to extend my certified pre-owned warranty. So I'm basically at the point where I'm shopping aftermarket warranties or bust. So the dealership I bought the car from, Fred Beans, they sell like a Triton, it's called, is the company. It's like an in-house company they purchased, but a Triton warranty would be an aftermarket one I could use. I looked up Endurance. I got a quote from them. It was around $185 a month. Now you can obviously buy like a term. You could buy, spend a few grand or $3 to $5 grand and get one for an X amount of time or X amount of miles, but I don't know that makes too much sense for a 2020 car. And that's where I'm in the pickle of, do I spend the money on upgrading and improving my car, even if it's going to be aftermarket, or even if I'm going to have either no warranty or an aftermarket warranty? Does it make sense to spend, the cost on a warranty, $200 a month, add that to my car? Like, it almost might make more sense for me to look for a deal on a new Corvette or a a slightly newer than I have Corvette, which would be used but new to me. I've been looking at a 2023 or a 2024. So those could be options, and then I could extend those warranties, through Todd or somebody like that. But, it kind of becomes a, do I spend the extra money on the warranty, spend the money on upgrading my car where I want with with new wheels and tires, I've been looking at cold air intakes, I ran the thought process of an exhaust system on the car. You want to get a good exhaust system, which I'm not really in the market to get like the cheapest exhaust system I can find. It's 10 plus grand, if you go cats, headers, and exhaust. Maybe you can find one a little bit better priced than that, but you get my drift here. I'm looking at $10,000+ of potential upgrades to the car, plus an aftermarket warranty. Now I'm 15 grand back into, the investment in my 2020, and that doesn't factor in any of the potential problems that could come when the warranty's expired. Like, God forbid I had a transmission problem. Now I am at 13,600 miles. I did service my transmission at around 7,400 miles, I believe I did it, or 7,300 miles. So right up on that 7,500 mark. And, I don't feel like it's going to have a problem. My car's never had a problem. I've never had any issues with the car other than squeaky brakes, which ultimately I got new rotors and new brake pads, and that fixed that problem. So, it's just kind of a big math equation that I've been thinking about. I did pull some data for you guys so I could not speak entirely off the cuff. That there's no broad C8 DCT recall out there, but there is an official service bulletin for DCT fault codes. That's obviously why that 7,500 mile service is so big. And you do see instances of there being transmission problems in these cars. It's not it's a great transmission in terms of how well it performs, but in terms of how reliable it is, it's not the most reliable transmission on the planet. All right, this dual clutch transmission. I think it's a great transmission, but it's not the most reliable thing in the world. So I have a great maintenance history. The owner before me who owned this car, it was a 2020 and it only had 6,000 miles on it. So it was kind of a garage queen. There was a video. It's funny, my way of confirming this. Sorry, I got this trash truck. My way of confirming that, it was garage kept is there's a video recorder built into these cars when you put a SIM card in there. Well, when I went to put a SIM card in there, I realized there was already a SIM in there. So then I loaded up the recorder, and there was actually a video in there from the previous owner of the Corvette in his garage, which is funny. It was like a 30-second video. I didn't learn anything about the guy. I wasn't trying to snoop on him or anything, but it was nice to see that, okay, he had it in a garage. So the car has been kind of babied, I would say, since 2020. I mean, almost 6 years since it's in service date, and we have 13,000 miles. I mean, you tell me, that's like 2,000 miles a year. So it's not a whole lot, but there do exist the problems of the transmissions in these cars, which would beg the question of, high risk, basically, if you do have a problem. So that's kind of the thing I'm debating on right now. I do have some other options. I was considering a Z06, but probably not ready to go that route just yet on the channel. So you guys tell me on where you guys are with your warranties and things of that nature, and should I consider an upgrade? Does it make sense to spend the money on the extended warranty when I could really be looking at probably upgrading or getting into a new C8 for probably less than the cost? I mean, the cost of used C8s right now is pretty good. I did get the number on a trade for this car, and I have equity and stuff, so it wouldn't be that hard of a thing to facilitate. Actually, when I learned what the trade number was, it made it more intriguing, because they offered me, when I got, and this was just one quote I got from a dealership, and I would shop it around and maybe even potential private sale. 62 they offered me. I bought the car for like 67.5 almost a year ago, and I have equity in it, so $5,000 plus what other things I spent to own it for a year. That's not all that bad. So it's not like I'm taking a bath if I did want to move on from the car. I've kind of grown to love my car, but I do get into do I want to invest in the upgrades on the car, or just upgrade the vehicle itself and then kind of reset, get an extended warranty, and then kind of go hard on the upgrades and the wheels and the tires and the intakes and exhaust potential and all the things that I want to do for the channel. So it's kind of a tough proposition for me right now. Do you want to keep it? I don't know. I'm in the thought. I'm thinking out loud. You know, I haven't decided yet on what I want to do here. All right. So I will talk about some of the other things. The C8, you know, obviously a very special car. Not one that I think you need to panic if you're not under warranty, but I know it's one of the things that a bunch of C8 owners are like, you know, hey, don't own these cars out of warranty. I don't know. I've never been like a huge warranty guy. I know there are people out there who, you know, they make entire decisions on cars based around a warranty. That hasn't particularly been my MO or what I've wanted to do, but that doesn't mean there's not merit to that thought process. So I'm not like a warranty first guy. And I also do have a little slush fund for the car, you know, if I did have an issue, you know, where I wouldn't be like, oh shoot, what do I do? You know, so obviously you don't want a problem to happen, but I'm blessed to be in a position where it's not going to be a make or break it for me. So I have to kind of think about this. I also factor in my channel, which is like, you know, a digital real estate type of business for me, where I make these Corvette videos. You guys watch them, owners watch them, potential buyers watch them. You know, so would getting a new car be worth it? Would keeping this car be worth it? You know, for that reason. So those are things that I also think about. I think mentally there's a change when you're not under warranty and how you handle, you know, these cars. But again, I not to say I baby my cars, but I try and take very good care of the items I own in my life. That's not only my C8, but everything. So unless, you know, I have a fault problem or like a faulty issue, I don't know that I would have a problem, but we'll see. I mean, we'll see. And then the other thing is like the third party companies, it's not as clear cut as like, okay, call up Endurance or Triton or one of these companies, get a warranty, and you're good to go. There's a lot of warranty claim failures. A lot of the GM dealerships won't accept these aftermarket warranties. A lot of these different things are really problems that do exist. So, you know, do you live with those problems? Do you upgrade? I don't know. You guys can see my thoughts are kind of jumbled on it, but I'm more kind of leaning toward I should pursue the potential of a trade. You know, and maybe trade the Corvette and get into a new Corvette. I will tell you guys, I'm not in the market. I'm not interested in getting out of my Corvette right now. So if I did make a move, it would probably be for another Stingray, probably a 3LT. I'd look for a hardtop convertible if possible, if in my price range. And then just a color that I would like a little bit more than I like the white. So, you know, I'd like red accents. I even like black right now. I mean, I never thought I would go black, but I do like the idea of a black Corvette. So, you know, these are all the things I'm thinking about. Obviously, everybody's going to make their own decision, but it's not so cookie cutter. My recommendation would be, for those out there listening, call and get your warranty extended before it ends so that you can have a GM certified extended warranty as opposed to a aftermarket extended warranty. All right, they are not going to be nearly as good as the GM extended. So that's kind of where I am on it. You guys let me know what you think in the comments on what you think I should do. But do you want to own a C8 out of warranty? You probably don't. Is it the worst thing in the world? No, it's not the worst thing in the world. I mean, there are worse situations and worse positions to be in. I got people staring at me like I'm talking to my car. I'm on the phone, dude. What are you looking at? Yeah. What are you looking at, buddy? Hey, people looking at. What are you looking at? All right. So, you know, I'm just kind of talking out loud here, thinking about it out loud on what I want to do. So, again, I mentioned the sometimes a bad aftermarket is like worse than, you know, is worse than like not being in warranty at all, you know? So it's like, do I want to go that route? Probably not. You know, we'll see. So my final thought here would be like, I'm not going to panic trade the car, but I am going to run the numbers and see what makes the most sense. I'm going to verify what the risk is, you know, and if the warranty option is clean or good, right, that makes sense, and I'll go that route. But if it's not so clean and I'd rather kind of look to trade, that's probably the route I'm going to go. So keep your eye on the channel on what I might do here in the coming weeks. I am getting married too in June, so that complicates it a little bit, just in that I don't get back from my honeymoon until after the warranty would be done. So do I want to trade it before or after? Probably be making a decision here in the next couple of weeks. So you guys let me know what you think in the comments. If you guys have warranty problems, if you have warranty claim issues, drop them down below and let me know. Look at some of these beautiful Cape May Victorians. I don't know if you can see these out my window. See if I can turn this camera a little bit. So we're on Beach Ave here, down here in Cape May, New Jersey. I love the houses down in Cape May. You guys can hear that little rev bang. Yeah, so that's kind of where I am, guys. I appreciate you watching. Let me know what you guys think on what I should do in this situation. If I should extend it, move on from it. You know, I know a lot of people out there will be like, wow, what do you mean you're already getting rid of it? But I will say, this is just my personality, guys. I am not the type of dude that's going to keep a car unless it's like a classic car that I've wanted for a long time, forever. Like, I bought this Stingray knowing it's not going to be a forever car, you know, and probably knowing I'll move into another Stingray at some point. So look, I know some people buy these cars and want to keep them for 10 years. That's not really my style. So I'm okay switching in and out of it. It doesn't bother me at all, but I know some people are different. So you guys let me know what you think in the comments down below. I appreciate all you guys watching. Hope you've enjoyed this nice drive as well through Cape May, beautiful Cape May, New Jersey. Woo! And thanks for watching, everybody. I'll catch you guys next time. Is a new Corvette on the way on ZK's Garage? You let me know in the comments. Love all you guys. See you next time.